Great effort from start to finish. We knew Miami's a tough team. They've been leading the conference in steals, so point of emphasis for us was really to limit our empty possessions, take care of the basketball. I thought we did a really good job of that. They were averaging 12, 14 steals a game, and we only had 12 turnovers on the total game, so I thought that was really good for us. Obviously, these two played great. Nila did a great job of finishing around the basket. I mean, just when she's playing like that, it gives everybody else more confidence. Recently, when we've been playing our best, we've been playing through the paint, playing through Nila. And then Bridgette, she's been out for a week or so. It was great to have her back and knocking down some big threes early was good for us. But Bridgette's continuing to grow as a player and is starting to score in the paint as well. So teams can't just guard at the three-point line. So good balance and scoring there. Obviously, it'd be remiss to not mention Lindsay Thal going over 200 made threes for her career. Only the second player in school history, chasing Larissa Lurkin, who we got to coach for a year. So Riss probably would have made 300 if she'd have played for us for 4 years. But it was really good to see Lindsay knock down some shots and score in the paint as well. So when our front line players are playing like that, we're really tough to handle because they're surrounded by really good shooters. So I was really pleased to see a total effort on both sides of the ball and to hold Miami to 11 points in the fourth quarter. They've been averaging about 23 to 24 points a game in the fourth quarter. They've really been outscoring their opponents. So phenomenal defensive effort in the fourth quarter by us.
Questions for Bridgette and Nila?
Nila, this is your third game already in February, in like 6 days. How'd you feel out there? I mean, did you feel like it was your third game in 6 days?
Yes. My legs were a little tired, but for the most part, we practice all the time and get conditioning in, and we're used to it at this point. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad.
A little recovery though would be nice.
Yeah.
What's been the difference so far for you guys this year, this far in February?
I think we are just playing way more aggressive and way more confident and with a chip on our shoulder. We know we're a good team, and when we all are looking for each other and playing through each other and just scoring at a high level, then there's no one who can really stop us. So this month, thus far, we have showed that, and I know that we will continue to throughout February and throughout the rest of the year. So,
talk a little bit about 83 points. Kind of talk about your offense and how you guys were making points out there.
We were taking good shots. We were scoring inside and out, getting to the free throw line, which has been sort of a struggle for us. But I think tonight we did a really great job of attacking the basket and just getting up there and knocking shots down. Yeah.
Bridget, you weren't able to play the last game. How did you feel out there?
Definitely took a quick second to get some rust off, but it was good to be back. It kind of felt like I didn't miss much, even though it was kind of like a week, but I was a little tired at the beginning, but once we got going, the adrenaline takes over.
Well, you hit a couple of threes early too. Did that help you settle in on you?
Yeah. It's always nice.
Yeah. Just talk about, how your role, like Coach said, is kind of expanded as the season goes and where you're at right now as a freshman trying to figure this all out.
Yeah, a big emphasis that they've had with me is to work on my inside game, just stay low and be aggressive down there. So I've started to try to do that as much as I can. Rebounding is a big thing too. Starting to work on that, trying to get more. But being able to play inside and then having a shot outside definitely is more dangerous as a player.
Talk a little bit about Nila, how she is out there as a player.
Yeah, she's been doing really well finishing around the basket. Having her posting so hard draws a lot of attention and opens up shots on the outside for us. And like Coach said, we have a good shooting team, so it's definitely been helping us. And she's been finishing, which is a big thing too. So she's a big threat down there, which opens up everything else.
Just kind of, things didn't go your way in January, obviously. Where do you think you guys kind of are right now, as a team, as far as, where you think you can go and where you thought you might be and how
We expect to just, play at a high level. Each opponent we're coming for, Obviously, we're not where we would like to be right now as far as standings and, stuff like that, but we are just committed towards getting into the spots where we know where we belong. And everyone has that particular mindset, so, yeah.
Last one, coaches talked about running through you, the offense through you more, and you put some big numbers up pretty consistently recently. Have you noticed that happening? Obviously you have, but just kind of talk about the effort to get it to you and what that means to you and coming through for it.
Yeah. I do recognize that with my low presence on the court and on the floor and in the paint and everything, that a lot of teams are going to be drawn towards that, and like Bridgette said, that's going to be able to open everything else up. And it's not just me, we all have been scoring in the paint recently, and when we can do that, we're really dangerous. So yeah.
Let's talk about the defensive effort, having to lead for that long and, keeping it, scoring but keeping them off the board. And kind of talk about, what you guys are doing as a defense.
Just communicating better. I thought in the first half we didn't do a great job of that, and I think in the second half we definitely locked in a little bit more. Rebounded better. Still could have done a lot better on the boards, but Coach, definitely put an emphasis on everyone just rebounding at a higher level and communicating with each other at a high level, because those are the two things that are really going to be important, to keeping teams where they belong.
Where they belong.
And anything else for Nila or Bridgette?
Appreciate it, guys. Good job. Hey, quick turnaround. We got to get on the bus in a few hours.
Thank you.
Eat, rest, recover, and we'll see you in the morning.
Questions for Coach?
Free throws, you mentioned, I can't remember which, these games are happening so quick, but you mentioned getting to the line, how important that's been for you in the past, and what you're able to do tonight, obviously.
Yeah, I think one of the things we'd really, in that kind of drought, there are a lot of things that threw us off, mentally and physically. But one of the things from a practical standpoint on the court, how we identify issues, right? But what are some solutions to that? And one of the big solutions is to play more aggressive and get to the free throw line. So that's one of the things that we've done here for the last 5 years. We've been one of the better teams. If you probably chart out the last 5 years, we've been one of the better teams in the country at getting to the free throw line and keeping teams off the free throw line. So playing solid defense without fouling, but also being aggressive enough offensively that we're making teams defend without fouling us. So we've kind of gotten back to that a little bit. But playing through Nila is a big part of that. Having a really good inside. We didn't have much of an inside presence. Even when we were winning in the first semester, we didn't have a great inside presence. We were just really shooting the ball well. Now Nila's really come back around and is playing like an all-conference player again, and that makes it really difficult for teams to defend us. So yeah, I mean that's been a point of emphasis for us, is we've got to play more aggressive so we can, put teams on their heels a little bit.
Talk about Nila and kind of how she's been playing lately.
Yeah, she's been playing great. And told her whatever she's eating, she just keep eating that. If you're going to bed at the same time every day, don't change that. Just staying right in that same routine and lane. She's doing a really good job. There's a lot of things that affect players, these days. It's a tough time to be a student athlete, and you see other players that are good sometimes go through some slumps and some highs and lows and that type of thing. There's a lot of different reasons for that, but Nila was, battling through a few things there and has kind of settled down a little bit, has had better focus. And we've also changed a little bit of our emphasis to try and get her the ball more, and recognize that that can kind of set up everybody else.
Katie being another person that's really come on lately, she had a stretch in the second quarter where you kind of took control. She had 8 straight, and then she kicked out to Bridgette for 3.
Yeah.
Talk about how she played and how she played.
Yeah, with Katie, she was we had a couple play. I mean, our two all-conference players. Lindsay being the third as well, but Katie and Nila have been all-conference since they've been here, whether you're all freshmen or all-conference. And both of them were really struggling early this year, and in the middle part of the year. We just kept coaching them, kept talking them through stuff, helping them through some of the stuff that they're, dealing with or whatever. And then, just had a tough conversation with Katie, about a week and a half ago, and just said, hey, we need you. We need you to be more aggressive. I think she was just kind of trying to feel her way through things. I said, hey, just lay your ears back and go. We'll live with the results if you play aggressive. And boy, she's responded. She's had some really good games in this little 3-game stretch here, and really need that to just continue, keep her right there. And she battled injuries over the last year and a half. She's been really, trying to work her way after her freshman year. She played hurt second part of her freshman year. And then all last year she played hurt. We were, after knee surgery, never fully recovered, was kind of struggling through that. And this year's been battling some injuries as well. But she's really a tough kid, and has fought through that and has responded here lately.
I think about that fourth period, like you said, Miami really good there, and you guys really good out there. And how important is it to, finish strong like that in a game?
Yeah, because early in conference play, we really were struggling with finishing games, and I think they got tired of it. We got tired of it. They got tired of it, and we're like, hey, we don't want to be that team anymore. Our biggest loss this year is 9 points, and that was to Toledo here when we still had an opportunity to win that game, and then somebody got a technical foul, and they shot some free throws down the stretch. It was really a closer game than that. So, this team's really close to being like right there. I mean, I think they realize that Toledo's probably, unless something happens, they're probably going to run away with it, or Buffalo's going to be right there, or that type of thing. But we have the opportunity to really start to just chip away at that and get back into the mix of things. And then I believe this year, more than any year I've been coaching in the MAC, anybody in the top 8 has an opportunity to win the tournament, without a doubt. I think there's more parity this year than any year we've had. I think the top has been better in a few years in the past, but I think top to bottom, it's the closest it's ever been.
Third one in 6 days. You got one more coming up here that we talked about. So far, so good for us, Jeff.
Yeah, we tried to kind of reset everything going into February, change our mindset, change the way we're doing things, change our approach to things. And we want February to be our month. January was not our month 2 years in a row. January has been very unkind to us. So that's fine. That's not the end of the year, So February we can really try to make some moves, and it's tough. If we can go 4-0 on this little stretch here, that's a great shot in the arm to us. And something to build off of. So, and if you look at it, we played the 5 top teams in the league in the first 7 games, as well. And 3 of those were on the road. 4 of those were changes in 36 hours of playing, the team, and so just they've been great to respond and just say, all right, things didn't go our way. Now let's make that change.
Anything else?
Last one, just talk about Bridgette just real quick. I mean, when did you know she was going to play today? Did you know that coming in?
We knew that. We knew that yesterday.
Okay.
We knew that yesterday, that she was going to be able to play.
Obviously, you don't know how she's going to play or how well. She
Right.
knocks out some huge threes.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. So I can't comment on why she wasn't playing, but I think you can probably read between the lines. But it wasn't disciplinary. So yeah, I mean, it just have to, once again, in this day and age, you have to pass certain thresholds to be able to play, and she was able to do that yesterday, and then, practice yesterday and was able to play today, and obviously she's a big piece for us. I mean, when we have full strength, when we've had a full roster, we've been pretty good. you know, and now we have a really good 8-player rotation, you know, if you look at it, with Claire, Casey, and Bridgette coming off the bench. All 3 of them could start for us, you know, so you really have 8 starters on your team. It's a really tough rotation, and any of those 8 players can put up double figures for us on any given night. So feel cautiously optimistic that we're moving in the direction we need to, but there's a lot of basketball left.